thriving universities rely on courageous, collaborative leadership for all of us to step up and be bold in our leadership. And they focus on student learning and success. At a thriving university, all the community ensures that students stay in school, they complete their programs, they find fulfilling employment or further study, and they, in a commitment to their communities, give back to their communities and beyond. The sixth item, net revenue and strategic finance. A thriving university recognizes that the only way you can really execute your mission and vision is to have strong financial health. Transformational environment. Thriving universities adopt both short and long-term goals that are related to their physical environment, and those characteristics of their physical environment reinforce engagement and, again, the mission and vision of the university. Habits of reflection, intentionality. A thriving private university habitually asks itself, are we doing the right things? Are the things that we're doing working? And if they're not, we change them. And the ninth dimension, a culture of planning and innovation. Thriving universities plan boldly for that future, and then financial resources are allocated to assure the success of the plans. Well, think about those 9 dimensions. If you're a thriving university, you can't ever declare victory in any single one of them. As a thriving university, and that is our aspiration, we should continually improve and evolve. Our ideas should be inspired and advanced by a new generation of students and prompted by a constantly changing economic and world landscape. As we seek together to thrive, we can ill afford to stop looking ahead, and instead we must identify the steps that will help us flourish tomorrow and build a sustainable future for ourselves, our faculty, our staff, our students, and our alums. When I first arrived at Webster in July 2009, what did I find here? I found a university community that was eager to build a strong future, that was based on excellence in academics and operations. And together, we sought to define what at that point we all sort of vaguely called the next level. And I knew that to focus the energies of an institution that was nearly 100 years old, we would need a process that carried forward from that 2008 strategic plan called Vision 2020. So we created a strategic prism as a way to systematically move toward accomplishing the goals of that plan. It saw the institution's initiatives from a systems point of view. And from that, we created stretch goals to give us some very tangible targets. And together, we have mobilized to create some needed foundation pieces and elements that will help that vision and mission be real. Together, we have made great strides. Let me list just a few of those strides and accomplishments. As of October 31st, Webster University's endowment has more than doubled, and it now stands at the all-time high of $117.2 million. It was just $49 million when I came in summer 2009. Just this fall, we enrolled the largest freshman class in 14 years. Our retention rate for first-year freshmen, 79% in 2009, this fall, 81%. Campus master planning that we created together, it advances now with more concrete plans for the new science building, expansion of the parking garage, renovations to Spare Room. That new Vienna campus It's a reality, and they'll move into the new home in August 2014. And we have entered the Global South with Webster University's new campus in Ghana fully accredited with classes starting in March. And aren't we proud of the fact that the good work we've been doing has also been externally recognized? We're in the top tier of the Midwest region of U.S. News and World Report, and for the second consecutive year, we've moved up, and we're now at 21 in the 2014 edition. We've been working hard. 7 different working groups have helped us tackle a number of topics now. One of them being, how will we develop new market-responsive programs? And the other, how will we recruit and retain globally diverse and inclusive talent? And thanks to our deans and the Dean's Global Initiative, building upon the success of the Global Citizenship Program, the ACE Internationalization Laboratory, we know that in the future, all academic programs will reflect global content and experiences. Just that short list should help all of us understand the remarkable progress that we have made in preparing Webster University for its second century. I cannot tell you how proud I am of the hard work that we've been about. And I'm also reminded that being proud of your university and proud of the work that you're about is one of the building blocks of a thriving university. Why should we feel proud? Because we've been busy doing the right things, building a foundation for a university that intends to survive, to thrive in its second century. Now I know that sometimes when you think about all the planning initiatives we have been undergoing, that we are so busy planning that it's challenging to see how those different initiatives connect. So Julian and my purpose today is to trace the paths to what I would say is a bit of the mother of all plans, the strategic plan, and our centennial celebration, and how those connect and will culminate in a way that I hope it will only increase your pride and your commitment to Webster University's future. So let's do a little bit of a chronological view, starting from 2009 up through strategic planning and centennial planning right now. Many of you remember 2009, a leadership transition, and then shortly thereafter, the creation of the strategic framework PRISM as a way to communicate this system's perspective. Then as we headed into 2010, we named the George Herbert Walker School of Business and Technology, only the second college here to have a named identity. And in that same year, a $1 million gift created the university's first endowed professorship. And we welcomed a new provost, senior vice president, and chief operating officer. We reached an agreement with Eden Theological Seminary that would benefit both institutions by sharing facilities, programs, resources. We launched 2 strategic initiatives with all of our stakeholders. We wanted to define the standard for global education and enact the plans that would help us become first choice for military. Well, in 2011, the pace picked up. Academic program review and prioritization, administrative and site review, Mercer compensation study completed, and we adjusted the budget and the planning accordingly in a multi-year process. And the budget at that point, in 2011, included 30 new positions, including 14 new full-time faculty positions. We were successful in our second bond rating increase since 2009 in both Moody's and Fitch. That enabled sound financial footing and future growth. We completed the East Academic Building. We created a global marketing and communications unit, unifying public relations and communications functions to serve us better, and we launched the Global Leadership Academy. 2012. We closed out that Webster Works comprehensive campaign, surpassing the goal to reach 56.5 million. We completed the Webster Groves Campus Master Plan. We received a $1.9 million Department of Ed grant for the School of Education, largest federal grant ever, to help teachers and students in Kansas City. And we had a new website, aligning IT, global marketing and communications, and recruitment in a mobile-optimized web environment. So we built on that 2011 momentum in 2012, and it only continued in 2013. 2013, opening a campus in Ghana, opening a new metro campus in San Antonio, relocating Charleston and Columbia Metro in a new way of doing business in the metro campuses. The Daniel Webster Society, our faithful annual donors, the membership reached an all-time high. Again, the endowment reached the all-time high, and the East Academic Building, the new academic classroom building that was such a boon for us, certified LEED Gold, exceeding all targets. Webster University completed that internationalization laboratory. The Global WAN was launched to streamline worldwide communication, and again, those 7 working groups reported out in a town hall for all of us about their benchmarked work to improve Webster University, and that work now is part of our ongoing planning. A lot of planning, a lot of work, a lot of energy by a community that can be counted on to do what's right for Webster University. So where are we now? Strategic planning and centennial planning. That strategic PRISM framework, it served us well to this point, and it will continue to be an important element in how we think about and create a systematic and systemic framework to moving our initiatives forward. As a community, as we look at the work we've already done, it's the foundation for the next stage in our growth. Look at the accomplishments of the working groups, the Global Citizenship Initiative, Site Review, Dean's Global Initiative, Internationalization Laboratory, Master Planning, Academic Program Review, and that name's just a few. All of these now will feed into one master strategic plan to prepare us for what's next. That's how they're connected. And as we think about where we've been and what we've accomplished, it's time now to look to the future. The Vision 2020 priorities and those 2015 stretch goals, we have virtually accomplished them. So it's time now to identify and to create what's next. And that is why we have created this partnership with Credo, to ask us to help us develop and implement a plan that sets out ambitious and achievable goals, and perhaps more importantly, provides metrics and methods that will help us track our progress and mark our milestones toward the goals. The strategic planning process has already begun, and it will include all of us, with a new strategic plan to be completed by this fall, led by individuals on the Strategic Planning Steering Committee. We've asked Nancy Hellrood, Associate Provost, to chair that steering committee. And here are the names of the individuals who serve with her. I'd like us to take a moment to thank them for their service. As we begin a new year, as we strive to thrive, I want all of us to feel that we're doing that with a sense of purpose, with intention, and with success. So please now welcome my colleague and partner in leadership, Dr. Julian Schuster.
Am I on? All right, good. Good afternoon, everybody. And again, I hope that all of us, some of us get better, some of us get more challenges like myself, had a great break, and that we are all getting ready for the new semester, and more importantly, for the new calendar year, because this calendar year will mark another set of notable and remarkable successes of our great university. A thriving university or thriving institutions of higher education do many things, but the two things they do exceptionally well. First, they are all committed to the academic and operational excellence in everything what those terms means. And the second, they have to be, and they are committed to the student success. At Webster, we do many things, we do them well, but those two things are going to be continued to be in our focus. We have proven that together, as a community, we can achieve great things. President Strobel just said, and enumerating several of them, and allow me to repeat them, because they are ours and they came as a result of a joint effort. We have proven that we are an engaged community of faculty, staff, and students. We are diverse, and we do celebrate differences, but we are also very inclusive. Proofs of those diversity in the broadest possible sense of that word, diversity in thoughts, diversity in deeds, diversity in origins, diversity in perspectives, and inclusivity, because as diverse as a community, we wouldn't be who we are if we are not inclusive. And proofs of those two words are in our, and always will be in our actions. And our actions resulted in Global Citizenship Program, in working groups, in the ACE Internationalization Laboratory, in the comprehensive master planning, in the monumental work that has been done in a short period of time, in the academic program review and prioritization, in the extensive review of all locations that we have. And not one other university in the United States has as complex organizational and operational, and I would say academic structure as our university does. So thanks to the several hundreds of faculty, staff, and students who participated in these initiatives, and who developed recommendations to take the Webster to the next level of excellence. Many of those recommendations, and that is the key point, many of those recommendations are already being implemented. So let us not fall into the trap that we think that we did something and we just shelve it to think that we can do the check. We did it, and now somebody else is going to implement it, if at all. The truth of the matter is, we are currently implementing a number of those initiatives, and others, many of which are larger, broader, and far-reaching, will be considered in the strategic planning process. All of that does provide us an answer, an affirmative answer to the question, are we an engaged university? Yes, we are truly engaged university, and our deeds speak for themselves. We are on the path to continuous improvement. A number of those initiatives which we just mentioned are supporting that path. Administrative review, in which several operational divisions of departments have been reviewed. Extended campus site review. Each and every extended campus have been reviewed. In many of them, I would say substantial operational changes have been made. Academic program review and prioritization. And I will talk a little bit more with a concrete example about why this is a clear example that we are on the path of the continuous improvement. We are also becoming more adept at collecting and analyzing data. Data which is provided externally, raising our visibility and providing evidence of the quality of a Webster degree. And data which are, again, used internally to back and measure our operations. These improvement initiatives are not sitting, as I said, on the shelves, waiting for the strategic planning to put them into play. They are already strengthening our operations in academics. In academic program review, the committee endorsed recommendation by deans and faculty. No academic programs are before the curriculum committees. Faculty have reviewed and changed curricula in many existing programs. New faculty lines have been added to growing programs, and programs which have run their course are being removed from our offerings. Based on the site reviews, resources were shifted to address priority regions and to improve facilities, operations, and academics at locations identified as critical to our success, based on their size and on data regarding the promise of growth and sustainability. We are also becoming more cognizant of the higher education climate, and the needs of our communities are becoming more externally focused. Clearly, collectively, we are doing many things well. As an institution, we should be proud of those achievements and of the engagement of our community in reaching them. As we move forward in the 2014 with the strategic plan, the question is not, will we seize the opportunities before us? A thriving community has to seize emerging opportunities. Thus, the real question is, how? How are we going to do that? What is and what will be distinctively our way of transforming these opportunities into realities? A way which will guarantee that we will continue to thrive on many fronts with serving our students at the forefront. Furthermore, the question is not, will we make the brave moves and the big decision that will strengthen Webster's foundation and create sustainable future for us all? Rather, the question is, what specific moves will we make, when we are going to make them, and in what order? It is also essential at this point of time that we, together, determine what we will not do. So allow me to share a few things that we will not do. We will not remain in the confines of the narrowly defined disciplines, departments, schools, colleges, sites, and locations. Though we strive to think locally while acting globally, we will not be caught in thinking small. We will not accumulate resources at the expense of investing in our people, in technology, and in infrastructure. We will not accept mediocrity in anything we choose to do. We will not settle for the consolation prizes. We will not and we will not reminiscent on what we could have done. We will not kick the can down the road. We will have courage to answer the questions, the tough questions, which are lingering, such as the question is, what does the global innovation really mean for Webster University? We know that we have carved out our niche as a global university. We know we have the structures in place to enable global success. We know that global innovation means that we will continue to establish international campuses where it strategically makes sense and where we can fill an unmet need, such as in Accra, Ghana. We will actively explore South America, and yes, we are not going to turn our head back to Australia. We know it means that we will continue to develop and nurture strategic partners, locally, nationally, and internationally. And in our international partnerships, we will focus what really makes the partnership unique. We are not going to sign just another partnership so that we check the box. We will enter into the meaningful and intentional partnership with the institutions such as, for example, Harbin University in China, and sign the agreement which is going to have a meaningful impact on both institutions, such as 2+2 programs, as we did with this university. We did have a courage and vision to sign the agreement with University of Havana in Cuba for faculty exchange as the site for the global MA in International Relations. Vision and courage, something which President Strobel said are characteristics of a thriving university. But what else should global innovation really mean for us? Create new programs, perhaps. Our real opportunities lie in not just creating new programs, but creating the right programs which will help our communities to thrive and which are going to enable our students to succeed. How will we know that we are creating right programs? And how can we improve the speed in developing programs from conceived opportunity to the marketplace? This is the question which will need collective effort, minds of many, ideas of many, hands of many to be answered as we are embarking into the strategic planning process. Or take, for example, another question. How do we strategically manage enrollment at our extended campus locations? We know it means evolving the model for successful metro and military locations. It means making sure that house is in order, that we are located in the right place, that we have the right leadership, that the physical structure is polished, professional, and competitive for the adult learner. We know that it means increasing our outreach wherever we operate locally. And we have learned, just a few minutes ago, we did open the new metro location in San Antonio. We did move from one location to another location in Columbia and in Charleston. We are currently looking for the new location for Kansas City location. Kansas City, Columbia. We will investigate the third, Florida. Those are three largest extended campus locations that we have. But what it does really mean to strategically manage extended campus enrollment? What it takes to be strategic in managing enrollment in the extended campuses? Developing perhaps non-degree programs, focusing on the undergraduate degree completion programs, more fully utilizing blended capabilities of teaching both online and in class, and many other things. Many other things for which we need collective wisdom of this great university, of this great community, to answer those questions as we are moving into the strategic planning process toward creating our strategic plan. Let's be clear that we do not need Credo to tell us what we need to do to become a thriving institution. We have an abundance of ideas and ways to make that happen. But also let us be clear that we can greatly benefit from assistance in sifting through ideas, finding synergy and connection, articulating the major themes of all of our work, and most importantly, developing measurable, data-driven metrics which will be enabling us to achieve mutually decided upon goals. Having those living scorecards will keep us accountable, keep us on track, and provide us opportunity to adjust and change as circumstances require. Together, we will commit to being a truly thriving university. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian. It strikes me that as I look at these trophies on the front of the stage, that if we've not said it today, that clearly one of the ways that a university thrives is in the achievements of its students. So, Julian, would you want to lift a trophy or two?
Sure, absolutely. I will take the smallest one. Does that really look like me? This is the first place Pan American Intercollegiate Team Chess Championship, which took place in the Texas Tech University, Lubbock, in December 27 to 31st in 2013. We had ABC team. They have taken first, fourth, and sixth place. All of them, if rules would allow that, would advance to the national championship. But I would like to congratulate, first of all, to thank faculty and fellow students for enabling those colleagues, chess players, athletes, for me, they are athletes, to achieve this great success for our university. Flexibility in allowing them to have a flexible schedules, and for your understanding that they are doing some important work for our university. And I would like to thank Susan Polgar and Paul in helping those great chess players to become great students and great human beings. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. As you can see, groundwork has been laid for strategic development and growth that allows us to be more responsive to the needs of our students and our communities. I've said it so many times before, but I will say it again. We who are present at Webster University live in a defining time for Webster. We have done things very, very well. We as an institution have sought to meet a global need for education that makes a difference in the lives of individuals, families, communities, nations. And there is still important work to do. How do we capitalize on those opportunities that we have created? And how do we create an environment in which we all flourish? How can we assure excellence in every single aspect of our academics and operations? How will we connect those individual campus locations around the world using enhanced technology, excellent academic programs, teaching, learning opportunities that really help us to thrive as a global university? How do we strengthen this incredible network of energy and knowledge and success-minded, caring faculty and staff and students and alums who truly are so committed to their local communities and to the global community? We will have the opportunity to define and create how we're going to thrive not only in 2014, but into the future. With our eyes on that future, we are approaching our centennial year. Longtime friend of the university, former trustee, Webster class of 1965 alum Elizabeth Robb is our centennial planning chair. And Barbara O'Malley, Chief Communications Officer, is the working chair. Another great planning committee, co-chairs, subcommittee members, you see them named here. Again, please join me in expressing appreciation for their good work. Webster Centennial. What a unique opportunity for all of us to recognize those aspects of our culture that have kept us strong for 100 years, to acknowledge our successes, and to look to the future with renewed energy and focus. The centennial year will kick off in fall 2014 with a full year of centennial events culminating in fall of 2015. Over the new year, we posted a question to students who engage with us in social media, and we asked them, what will you do to thrive in 2014? So I invite you to read some of their responses. I think we can all agree with the goals that they set for themselves as students, and it's up to us to work together to help them achieve their goals and for us to achieve our goals. So as a close, 3 thoughts we'd like to leave you with. Together, we have come so far. And now as we engage in strategic planning, this winter, this spring, summer, culminating next fall. You can imagine next fall's convocation as we speak. We have this incredible opportunity to define, to identify, to create what a thriving Webster University looks like in the 2nd century.
I remember less than 4 years ago, 3 years ago, in my first convocation address to the faculty and staff of the Webster University, I said that in the life of the university is always much more important to ask pertinent questions than to provide ready-made answers. We as a community, and I'm proud to admit and to testify, that we as a community have passed this test. We ask pertinent questions. We ask bold questions. We ask penetrating questions. Why this? What that means? And now, while continue to ask questions as the situation evolves, we also have a unique opportunity that working together, putting our minds, ideas, agreements, and disagreements together, we provide meaningful, long-reaching answers to the questions that we asked ourselves.
We ask for your talent, your expertise, your participation. Those successes we've talked about, they're yours, they're ours. And it's because we put our best minds and our best effort to the plans and the execution of plans. And this coming 12 months is hugely important for all of us to participate, and we ask that you give your absolute best thinking, as you always do, to Webster University. We need your participation in the strategic planning process. Because the future, it's actually the future of the next generation of students. And as we work successfully together, we will continue to transform them for individual excellence and global citizenship. Thank you for coming and being part of this today. Have a wonderful spring 2014 semester. Thank you.